AirDrop is the best file transfer Apple devices use. It is secure and allows peer-to-peer transfers within range. Samsung has added AirDrop features into its Galaxy devices, and this feature lets Android users share files to and from iOS, iPadOS, and macOS products. Samsung has introduced a functionality that allows its devices to airdrop files to Apple devices via a recent update to its Quick Share feature. This capability allows Samsung phones to share files, photos, and videos directly with iPods, iPhones, and MacBooks without requiring third-party applications. But remember, Samsung devices have been using Samsung Quick Share, which is enormously a first proprietary sharing tool for Galaxy, Android, and Windows devices, while AirDrop is Apple's exclusive ecosystem tool. But now we see Samsung creating a possibility to share files with the Apple devices with Quick Share, thus allowing direct sharing with iPhones, iPad, and MacBooks by effectively merging the two functionalities. I'm talking about Quick Share and AirDrop merging into something with remarkable capabilities. So let me give you some important key details regarding Samsung and AirDrop. This feature is primarily available on the Galaxy S26 series. I'm talking about S26, S26 Plus, S26 Ultra. But this capability is expected to even expand to even more Galaxy devices, such as older A-series models. Of course, this will be via future One UI software updates. So apparently, it may take some time to even reach all regions or devices via One UI 8.5 updates. The feature is integrated into Quick Share under a new option titled Share with Apple devices. Using it on the Galaxy S26 is as simple as just turn on Share with Apple devices in settings. When sharing a file, the iPhone or MacBook will appear as a recipient if its AirDrop is set to everyone. This update enables two-way sharing capabilities by sending from Samsung device to Apple device, as well as receiving files from Apple device to Samsung device. This AirDrop performance in Samsung devices marks a significant move toward this cross-platform file sharing, essentially allowing Android users to utilize Apple's walled-garden file sharing protocol. Remember, Apple is well known for locking down key features of its iOS and macOS operating systems and preventing them from spreading even to rival devices. But of course, recent cracks have begun to appear. Although this could mean easier file sharing for certain Android users, there is a significant catch to be aware of. First, Google announced that it had gotten AirDrop sharing feature working on Android. Then, earlier this March, the news broke that Samsung was adding AirDrop capabilities to its Galaxy S26 series. Now that's extending to even more Samsung devices, including the Galaxy Z Fold 7, Galaxy S22, Galaxy S23, Galaxy S24, and Galaxy S25. In case you are not aware, Apple's AirDrop tool lets you quickly and securely share files between two Apple devices. You can share from one iPhone to another, between an iPad and a Mac, and any combination thereof. There is no file compression, and you can lock it down to just people in your contacts, preventing unwanted file sharing. For years, AirDrop was an Apple exclusive, but that all changed in 2025 when Google revealed it had brought AirDrop to Android, presumably without Apple's express permission. Given how protective Apple is over its features and how the company did not make a joint announcement with Google, while that may have led some observers to question how long AirDrop would remain on Android, it seems that it's actually expanding, at least for the time being. So instead of being a like-for-like AirDrop add-on for all the Android phones, Samsung's implementation works differently. It works as an extension on the existing quick share feature. And that means the option to share items with the iPhones appears within quick share, not as a separate tool or an application. That helps keeping things simple while adding cross-platform capability. But before you get too excited at the new feature on your Android phone, there's a slight hitch. Apparently, the feature might not be fully operational yet, so Samsung needs to work harder to perfect its performances across social media. Some reviewers have cited of setbacks even when they update the quick share application on their S26 series device. And that suggests that Samsung is still ironing out the creases in its AirDrop implementation. So we'll have to see whether it gets fixed or whether it spreads to other Android devices before too long. Alternatively, before this official integration, Samsung users primarily used quick share for Samsung to Samsung sharing or third-party applications like Dropbridge for cross-platform sharing. Does AirDrop replace quick share on Samsung phones? The answer is no, because it works within quick share and allows sharing files with iPhones and MacBooks. Acting as a bridge between Android and Apple ecosystem, though it is not called AirDrop directly, and it's available on the S26. Some users of old Samsung devices models are seeing this option through quick share updates via the Galaxy Store. Its performance is not all that appealing because our reports indicate that it can be slow. Some users have reported issues where it may not immediately work on older devices. Though quick share is faster for Samsung to Samsung transfers, often outperforming AirDrop by 20 to 50% in tests, especially for large files. Both platforms utilize Bluetooth to find devices and Wi-Fi Direct for data transfer, though requiring no data but just proximity. Quick share built into Samsung devices is best for Android and Windows users, whereas AirDrop built into iPhones is best for Apple ecosystem. And quick share is extremely fast on phone to phone compared to AirDrop on Apple to Apple. So for pure Samsung to Samsung file transfer, quick share is faster. But if you need to share between a Samsung and an iPhone, the share with Apple device update on the Galaxy S26 series bridges the gap. For older Samsung device users, you will have to wait for One UI 8.5 updates or updated quick share in the Galaxy Store or Play Store to easily access this feature on your older Samsung devices. If you like this review, remember to leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe for more tech review content. And don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay updated. And please try any of these other videos. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.